Facebook. I'm Marissa, your social media guide for Ross Insurance, and I'm sitting here with Kevin Ross to get some answers to insurance-related questions that you guys are asking. Now, Kevin, this weekend, Hurricane Irene's in town. Are we going to see some of the effects of it? And if we do, how does your policy respond? Like your homeowners?
Good question.
Let's start with your homeowners.
We'll start with the homeowners policy. The good news is that damage caused by a hurricane is included under the standard homeowners policy. So any claims or any damage to your home caused by the hurricane will be covered subject to its deductible. Now everybody has a different deductible, $250, $500, or $1,000. So you'll pay your deductible, and the damages that occur will subsequently be covered. And they'll be covered in many different ways depending on how you purchased your policy. Some policies have replacement cost coverage. Some policies have coverage that is the damage is covered subject to depreciation. So all that will be taken into consideration in the payment of your claim. Another thing to be aware of is the flood damage caused by a hurricane. So if we get 10 inches of rain and your basement's flooded, it's not going to be covered. That is considered flood. Any groundwater that builds up and damages your home must be covered on a flood policy. And a flood policy has to be purchased separately. Most people that are in a floodplain area have flood insurance. I say most people, and the reason I say that is because when you apply for a mortgage, banks require it. But if you find yourself without a flood policy and you have concerns that you could experience a flood, please give your agent a call. We'll be happy to tell you what's available and what the price is. Another thing to keep in mind when you buy a flood policy, however, is running water. If you live on a hill and the water's running down the hill and it fills up your basement, typically won't be covered under a flood policy. That's a real problem. A flood policy will pay when you're underwater and everybody around you is underwater. It must be a flood as defined by the federal government. So, rapidly rushing water that fills up your basement, chances are it won't be covered under a flood policy, nor will it be covered under your homeowner policy. With a hurricane, if your house is damaged and the downpour fills up in your house, that damage is covered. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to water damage. And give us a call. Best way, give us a call in advance. Spend some time with your agent. Review what you have. Purchase what you need. Okay?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so with the hurricane coming, what happens if it affects your car? Share with everybody how your policy would respond if your car is damaged.
So your automobile policy has coverage called comprehensive coverage. That's a physical damage coverage that must be purchased in order to be covered for a hurricane. And if you have comprehensive, subject to your deductible, you will have coverage. So pretty cut and dry. Comprehensive is a great coverage. It covers everything that happens to your car other than collision. Earthquake, tornado, and now a hurricane. Boy, we've had them all.
Yeah.
So comprehensive coverage is a great coverage to have. It's very inexpensive, relatively speaking. So again, give your agent a call, review that, make sure that you're covered before the loss occurs.
Definitely. We're always encouraging our clients to carry comprehensive coverage because things that unexpectedly happen, like a hurricane, it's good to know that you're protected.
Absolutely.
So, well, I hope that everyone weathers the storm well this weekend. And did you have anything else?
I think that does it. Good job.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you next Friday. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.